Welcome, everybody, to today's City Council meeting. Today, Monday, December 9th. I now call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
District 1, Councilmember Casey.
Here.
District 2, Councilmember Vieira.
Here.
District 4, Councilmember Martinez.
Present.
District 3, Vice Mayor Silvera.
Here.
Mayor Lopez.
Here. Everyone, please stand for the invocation. I stand from Big Valley Grace, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and he is here in person. Welcome.
Let's pray. Lord, I thank you for the privilege of living in this great land and in this city we have grown to love. I lift up our mayor and city council as they govern this city. Pray you'll give them wisdom and discernment and help them to maintain balance in their lives between their duties here and the care of their work and family. We thank you for their service for our community. Also want to thank you for Councilman Silvera and his service to Ceres for so many years and ask that you bless him as he moves on to new endeavors. I pray for the staff of this city that they will work hard, serve well, and feel respected, valued, and appreciated in their work. Help them also to maintain a good work-life balance. Also ask for protection for all those employees whose jobs place them in harm's way, whether it be in law enforcement, street maintenance, or some other capacity. Finally, Lord, I ask that Ceres may experience what the Bible prophet Zechariah predicted for Jerusalem one day, that we will once again see men and women of ripe old age sitting in the city parks, each of them with cane in hand, and the city streets will be filled with boys and girls playing there. Thank you for your love for us. And watch over the meeting tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Today, we have a special presentation. We would like to recognize our outgoing Vice Mayor Silvera with a plaque for everything that you have done for the city of Ceres and for the residents and for the city council. I would like to present this plaque to you, sir. Give an opportunity for any council members to say anything before Brett says anything. And would you like to take a photo of us standing here? If you don't mind, council, please stand. Councilmember Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Vice Mayor Silvera, I just wanted to say thank you. I've appreciated the last 2 years serving on this dais with you. I appreciated my time on the Planning Commission, being able to speak with you, ask you questions, learning how to speak to city staff, learning how to conduct myself the right way, stick to my convictions if I was passionate about something. So I appreciate the time I got to spend with you, sir. So thank you.
Councilmember Casey.
Brett, I didn't know you very well before. I think that you've done a great job with the city, and I appreciate your mentoring me to be a good city council person, hopefully as well as you've been. Thank you, Brett.
Councilmember Rosalind.
Thank you. Brett, I got to concur with the other two gentlemen. You've been a wealth of knowledge. I'm really sad to see you leave. I really appreciate it. How you've always been to your guns. I've always known where your convictions were. You've always stayed exactly what was in your heart. And you've been very honest and truthful. And you definitely have helped me as well. You knew stuff that I didn't know. You helped me understand a lot of different things that I didn't understand when I first stepped into this position. And I wouldn't be where I'm at today without you and your guidance. And I really appreciate. I look forward to hopefully working to you at some point again in the city. Although I don't think I'll be playing golf, but hopefully somewhere again where paths cross. Thank you.
Vice Mayor, you know, you and I have been here the longest, 4 years. We started when we all had a pandemic and we were sworn in with nobody in the audience. So I just really would like to say that throughout these 4 years, we have been through some ups and downs as a city, but I know for a fact that every decision that you have ever made was for the best of this community. I commend that. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to make a comment about Vice Mayor before he comments? Okay, Vice Mayor.
Probably not going to say too much other than thank you very much to everybody in the city that's welcomed me back in the Planning Commission days and also on the council, and the city staff that's done the most amazing work and made our job so easy. I've always said this is a ceremony, this meeting is a ceremony to celebrate the work of the city staff. We have 5 people up here that really don't know what we're doing, that are challenged with leading the city, and if we didn't have the best staff in our state, we wouldn't be able to do it. So thank you to the city staff and everybody that's come and gone since I've been here. Maybe I'll rear my ugly head somewhere else in the city at some point, I don't know, but it's been a fantastic ride and I appreciate the support of everybody. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. We will now move on to citizens' communications. While the City Council welcomes and encourages participation in the City Council meetings, adopt the rules, allow no more than 5 minutes. Resolution 2007-106 for expression of non-agenda items. Matters under the jurisdiction of the City Council and not posted on the agenda may be addressed by the general public. However, California law prohibits the City Council from taking any action on any matter which is not on the posted agenda, unless it is determined to be an emergency by the City Council. Citizens are entitled to address the City Council on any agenda item subject to the 5-minute provision. Anyone wishing to address the City Council must adhere to the rules of decorum, and the rules of decorum are posted outside the chamber's doors. And we will begin with in-person comments. We have 2 yellow cards. We have Connie and Tony Escobedo. Please come up to the podium. Welcome.
Good evening. First of all, thank you for having us here this evening. We just wanted to thank the City of Ceres for all of their support and encouragement and help that we have received. It's been awesome being a part of this community in the short time that we've been here. So with that gratitude, we would like to give just a small token of our appreciation to the Parks and Rec Department. So if it's okay, I'd like to just pass it over to them.
It's a donation.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did you guys, I think I introduced them, but state your name.
Tony
And-
Connie
and
Escobedo.
Let everybody know
Yes.
what business you own.
This would be on behalf of my husband and I, Tony and Connie Escobedo, and the Doghouse Tap Room. So thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, City Series, Parks and Rec. Thank you, guys. Series Police Department, Fire Department, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We have Rudy Ramos. Rudy Ramos.
Thank you so much, City Council, for having me over here and for being here today. Mayor Lopez, thank you so much for all the work you've been doing, because I barely met you, I think this year, early this year. My name is Rudy Ramos. I'm the owner of Somar Entertainment. This year we had 5 events that we threw. 3 of them was in Hayward, California. One of them was in Modesto and the other was in Riverbank, where we were involved in the stage, lighting, sound, and entertainment, including hiring the vendors, taking care of security, and making sure we had a sound entertainment for the community. I do come from a municipality background, so a lot of things that I do is free for the public. So I decided how was I going to proceed with Somar Entertainment to keep doing what I'm doing. This year we raised a lot of money with Somar Entertainment, but I also collaborated with a couple of nonprofits to make that happen. So thank goodness for them, and thank God for the prayers that came out and made it happen. So recently I opened up a new nonprofit organization called Somar Youth Project, where we want to start helping the youth in music and in sports where they're underprivileged, any underprivileged families who can't afford it. We could actually maybe start collecting funds to help that process for the children to stay in music and to also stay in sports. That's one of our concepts we hope to achieve, that we have, and we hope to achieve it as a goal. I am a Ceres resident. I live right here off Central Avenue, right here on Sinimi Circle. My wife graduated from Ceres High. My two children graduated from Ceres High. One of them goes to Cal State East Bay Hayward, and the other one goes to San Francisco State. So we're very proud of being here in Ceres. And I have one request that I'm doing right now for this coming 2025. It's April 26th. It's the 4th annual Somar Music Festival. This year we did the 3rd annual music festival, which was a tribute to Cesar Chavez and Selena. It was an amazing festival. We had a little bit over 6,000 people throughout the day. We had no problems. We had the cleanup crew there. We had the security crew there. We had a great time. But I'm looking forward, since I am a Ceres resident, to hopefully somehow raise funds to make it a free event for the community again. And I would like to try to get it out here in Ceres. I'm not a person that's looking for profit. I'm not a person who wants to sell tickets. I really don't even want to get into that arena. But I like to work with the municipalities and other nonprofit organizations to raise money to make it happen for not only people who can't afford to get there, but the people who could afford to get there, and bring the community together more as an inclusive event. This year we had it for Selena and we had it for Cesar Chavez. But my vision is to bring it to bring the people together, to bring them all together, not have them segregated where you have one Hispanic stage, one Caucasian stage, another Asian stage somewhere. I want it all to be together. I'm hoping I can achieve that goal here in Ceres. So the name of my project is the Somar Youth Project. My date I have slated for the next concert, and I hope I can do it here in Ceres, is for April 26th. Which will be 2025, and it will be hosted by my new nonprofit organization, Somar Youth Project. And hopefully I can get some resources, some word out there, what I'm trying to accomplish. I don't think it'll be the last time you guys hear from me, because I do need to come out and start meeting people. With that said, I just hope that I can get the right resources in order, and maybe some names, phone numbers who can help me achieve that project coming up on April 26, 2025. For the 4th annual Somar Music Festival.
Thank you, Rudy. We'll have our staff reach out to you. Thank you. Is there anybody in person that would like to make a comment?
Good evening, council members. John Warren, the city of Ceres. The last meeting of this year, and I didn't want you to forget that I usually do speak occasionally at these meetings. I want to thank the city staff for the nice job that they did with the opening of Christmas Tree Lane and having Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus here at the community center just the other day. But in speaking like Mike Klein did not too long ago, I'm appalled at what the citizens did to our fine city. Sunday morning, driving through Moffett Road area was quite a shocker for me. I've seen that park and that street in sad condition before, but not like what I saw this past Sunday morning. So I apologize for the citizens being the way that they are, but it looks like the cleanup took place rather quickly because today when I went downtown, it looked pretty nice. So thank you again, council. Mr. Silvera, thank you for your attendance at all these meetings and your performance as a council member of this last 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Warren. Is there anyone else?
Dave Prentice series. I'm sorry I had to miss the last two council meetings, even though there was important stuff on the agendas. I had other priorities for those. But basically, I'd like to talk about Smyrna Park. Now that it's been rebuilt over there, next year, do you plan on moving the Christmas tree party back over to the park? Instead of having it downtown?
The Christmas tree party at the community center?
Yes, where they have all of this, everything set up.
Yeah, like they used to back in the day. I don't think that's been a discussion. Yeah, is that a recommendation, Mr. Pratt?
Well, it was all, Christmas tree laying always started at Smyrna Park until it was raised and fenced off and moved downtown and all, everything was, but I'd like to see all that moved back to Smyrna Park. It's easier. I walk from my house down to the Smyrna Park and usually watch whatever's going on, and then I walk through Christmas tree lane and then back home again. I don't want to come downtown and then drive downtown and then drive back to the park. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Nelson Gomez. I'm here on behalf of South Modesto Businesses United. And I wanted to take the opportunity to thank those council members that were in attendance to the two Christmas events that we held last week in the Cross Landing area. We had a Christmas tree lighting, and we also had a Christmas posada where we gave over 1,000 gifts to children and over 350 grocery bags to families for Christmas. And it was we were extremely happy to have the participation of several of the council members at those events, and especially Council Member Martinez, who was our Santa Claus, and Council Member Vieira, who was Mrs. Claus at that event. And we have to say that there were a lot of happy children because of the gifts that they got at that event. So I want to take the opportunity to thank all of the members that were there, especially those that were also at the tree lighting, such as Mayor Lopez, Councilmember Vieira, Councilmember Martinez, and incoming Councilmember Otero. I want to say thank you on behalf of SMBU, and we want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else? Seeing none. Anybody on Zoom?
There are no hands raised on Zoom and no emails received.
Thank you very much. We will now close citizens' communications. Is there anybody on the council that has a conflict of interest that would like to be declared? Seeing none. All matters listed on the consent calendar are considered routine in nature and will be acted by a single motion unless otherwise requested by an individual council member or public for special consideration. The recommendation of staff be accepted and acted upon by a roll call vote. Is there anyone in the council like to pull an item on the consent item? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, brings us back for a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Casey,
Aye.
Councilmember Vieira,
Yes.
Councilmember Martinez,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Silvera,
Yes.
Mayor Lopez.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Moving on to the public hearing. accepting the annual report of development impact fees for fiscal year 2023-2024 as required by the Government Code Section 66006B. And this is for Mr. Beltrans.
Good evening, council. We're going to pull up the PowerPoint real quick. So good evening. This is the public hearing for the annual AB 1600 report. This report is required by law every year. So what is the purpose of AB 1600? Really, the purpose is just to make sure that we have a continued need for public improvements, and the report actually substantiates the collection of future development fees as we see development come into the city. We first adopted public facility fees back in 2008. They were updated in 2010, again in 2013, and we're in the process of an update currently that we're hoping to bring back to council sometime early next calendar year. So there are certain requirements of the government code. We have to give a brief description of the type of the fees, the amount of the fees, the beginning and ending balances, what we've collected in interest, identification of projects. So there are a multitude of things that we have to report in the report, including if we've made any refunds. So we do have some additional requirements also. Again, this is mainly for the 5-year report, and you'll see that every year that I give this report, that we will do generally the 1 year and the 5-year together. It just eliminates the need to have to keep track of what year you need to do the 5-year and what year you need to do the 1 year. So the major components of the compliance report is general government, police, planned community, public works, fire, neighborhood parks, water facility charges, and sewer facility charges. These are what we collect in developer fees anytime a development goes in as people pay their impact fees for their project. So we go through and we identify projects. All of these projects are listed within our capital improvement project list that you guys saw about a month ago. But major ones include the wastewater treatment plant tertiary facility, there's street expansions, there's the fire training facility, there's water wells that need to be replaced. So all of these projects, generally speaking, are what we commit our funds to. One of the requirements is that we show that our funds are either committed or uncommitted. And it's important that within 5 years, we commit the funds that are older than 5 years old. Generally speaking, we have committed all the funds for each and every fund that we have. We've committed them to something. And that also negates the need to provide any refunds, so that way we can continue to show that we have future projects for future growth within the city. So our staff recommendations is for the council to accept the compliance report for AB 1600 development fees for fiscal year 23-24, make any findings related to unexpended balances as required by the California Government Code. There are unexpended balances, but they are all committed. That's an important note. And second thing is to adopt a resolution entitled Accepting the Annual Report on Development Impact Fees for Fiscal Year 23-24 as required by Government Code Section 66006B. So with your action, you can approve it as recommended. You can refer it back to staff for consideration of specific items, or you may deny it. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and open this hearing to the public. Is there anybody in the chambers or attending Zoom that would like to make a comment on this item? Seeing none, we'll now close the public hearing and bring this item back for council for discussion, questions, and action. Council members, any comments, questions? Seeing none, bring this back for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve as is.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Casey,
Yes.
Councilmember Vieira,
Yes.
Councilmember Martinez,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Silvera,
Yes.
Mayor Lopez.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Moving on to the election results. Reciting the facts of the consolidated general municipal election and special municipal election held on November 5th, 2024, and declaring the results and such other matters as provided by law. And this will go to the city clerk.
Thank you. Before I recite the results, you'll want to open it up to public comment.
I would love to. Is there any members of the public that would like to make a comment? Seeing none. Comments?
Thank you, Mayor. As required by the Elections Code, I will read the results of the election into the record, certificate of canvass, and statement of results for votes cast for a general municipal election held on November 5th, 2024. I, Fallon Martin of City of Ceres, State of California, do hereby certify that I did cause a public canvass on the returns of the votes cast in the City of Ceres general municipal election held on November 5th, 2024 within the interior boundaries of the City of Ceres, and I do hereby declare the results thereof as follows. Mayor, 1 to be selected, Javier Lopez, 6,195 votes, 44.15%. Gary Condit, 5,508 votes, 39.25%. Rosalinda L. Vieira, 2,330 votes, 16.60%. Javier Lopez was elected mayor of the City of Ceres Council for a full term of 4 years. Member City Council for District 3, 1 to be elected, Serena Otero, 2,236 votes, 56.81%. Brett Silvera, 1,700 votes, 43.19%. Serena Otero was elected member of the Ceres City Council District 3 for a full term of 4 years. Member City Council District 4, 1 to be elected, Daniel A. Martinez, 2,377 votes, 100%. Daniel A. Martinez was elected member of the Ceres City Council District 4 for a full term of 4 years. City Treasurer, 1 to be elected, Kayla Martinez, 11,615 votes, 100%. Kayla Martinez was elected City Treasurer of the City of Ceres for a full term of 4 years. The number of votes given at each precinct to each person is set forth in the statement of votes that is attached to the resolution included within the agenda packet. This information is now entered into the official record of the City of Ceres this 9th day of December, 2024. Mayor, this concludes the declaration of the election results. Once council makes a motion to approve the election results, I would like to call up the newly electeds to administer their oath of office.
Thank you, Fallon, very much. Bring this item back for a motion and approval.
Make a motion to approve the item.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Casey,
Yes.
Councilmember Vieira,
Yes.
Councilmember Martinez,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Silvera,
Yes.
Mayor Lopez.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. If we could have Serena, Daniel, Kayla, and myself, right here, correct, in the front?
Okay, so if you could please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic.
that will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States,
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California.
that I will take this obligation freely
That I will take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation,
without any mental reservation,
purpose of evasion,
purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
on which I am about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You.
Just announce we're going to go to intermission for about 10 minutes.
Serena. I'll announce the intermission as soon as Serena sits down. I just want her to get used to it. We will go into a 10-minute intermission and we'll be back. Thank you. we can have the city council please come to the dais. We're going to take one more photo, then we're going to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, don't leave us yet. We have another meeting, and then we're going to go next door and have some cupcakes. I got it. Microphone on. If anyone has seen Councilmember Casey, let him know the city council is awaiting.
Number one.
Not late. He was longer than 10 minutes.
We're going to take a quick photo.
No, we can. We can walk in the back. Please, take in the back row. Question.
Welcome, everybody. So now that we have a new city council member, we'll now take another roll call.
District 1, Councilmember Casey.
Present.
District 2, Councilmember Vieira.
Present.
District 3, Councilmember Otero.
Present.
District 4, Councilmember Martinez.
Present.
Mayor Lopez.
Here. If the newly electeds would like to make any comments, this is your opportunity.
Well, I just want to thank the residents of the city of Ceres for giving me the trust to serve all of you. I look forward to working with each of you. I also want to thank city staff for the work that you already do, and I'm really looking forward to working with each of you as well. I feel honored to be up here, and thank you for my family for all joining today and friends. It's good to see all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to thank everybody in the city. I know I ran unopposed. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that I will continue to do a good job. I'll continue to be present, work with the chamber, work with city staff, and make myself available for anybody in my district or outside of it. I just want to thank my family, my wife, our city treasurer, who likes to remind me all the time that she got 11,000 votes to my 2,000. I appreciate everything she did, all her sacrifice every year I've ran since I've ran 3 times in the last 4 years. So I appreciate everything, all her sacrifices, and thank you.
Is Kayla here? Is she still? Okay. Okay, so I really would like to say thank you to the citizens of Ceres for trusting in me for another 4 years. I look forward to working with the new council member and the current council to continue some of the great progress and all the wonderful things that are happening in the city of Ceres. Looking forward to the future. To the staff, thank you very much for all the hard work and dedication. And for everybody in this audience, it'd be nice if we had this many people in our city council meetings every once in a while. So you're welcome to come back anytime. Thank you. Moving on to appointments to boards and commissions. Oh, I'm sorry, but is there any conflict of interest declaration, council? Seeing none. Appointments to the boards and commissions or the planning commission appointment? Community Development Director Leah will present this item.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a softball for your first item. So we just need to appoint a new planning commissioner, given the recently appointed or the seating of our chair, Councilmember Otero. So as you all know, we need to select a subcommittee. Our prior subcommittee was the mayor and the vice mayor. So we would need a new subcommittee to either review the 3 applicants that we still have in the pool, or you can decide as a group to rerun a recruitment we will have the outstanding planning commission seat. And that seat will be good until December 31st, 2026. Leave it to you if you have any questions.
What was that date again? I'm sorry.
The chair's former seat expires on December 31st, 2026. So you'll be placing a person in that seat until that date.
Okay. I'll bring this item back. Okay, actually, you know what? We'll go to public first. Is there anyone in the chambers or attending Zoom that would like to make a comment on this item? Mr. Warren.
Good evening, Council. John Warren, City of Ceres. In thought on the application process for this position on the Planning Commission, I do feel that it should be opened up to any member here in the City of Ceres. I think we've had that discussion before. Mr. Martinez has been involved with that, as well as other council members. Rather than just using the existing pool, there might be someone else that has decided they would like to sit in that position, and they should be considered. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Warren. Is there anybody else? Anybody on Zoom?
There are no hands raised on Zoom and no emails received.
Okay, I'll now close the public comment section and then go back now to the council. Is there any suggestion? I see a bunch of buttons. It's Christmas time. Daniel Martinez, council member.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I agree with the comments of Mr. Warren. I feel like this item should be opened for applications to be received. We should set a deadline. If I could, I would recommend that myself and newly elected council member Otero be on the committee to interview the process. She previously served, I previously served. I think this is a fantastic opportunity for her to sit on a subcommittee, interview, and then she has prior knowledge as well as I do. So that would be my recommendation.
Thank you. Let's have Councilmember Rosalinda Vieira.
I would just like
comments, and then we'll go back.
I'd just like to just kind of reiterate everything that was said regarding Warren and both Martinez regarding open it up to the public, because again, we don't know what the situations have changed and how they changed. I definitely think that we should reopen it to the public for the usual days that we have done in the past with standard procedures that we already have in place.
Okay, Councilmember Otero, your name is not on here, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I also agree. I think it's a great opportunity for people to apply again. I know that some people didn't even know that the Planning Commission assignment was open recently. And I also would like to have the opportunity to serve on that interview committee.
Councilmember Casey?
I support that we open it up, but we need to improve our communication to the community so that they're aware that there is a vacancy and anyone that lives within the city limits. But, you know, sometimes when we open it up, it's to even the people in attendance tonight, it's a small group of the total population. And we need to be careful in appointing someone that, similar to our council makeup, that they represent the whole city. And thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I agree with the council, and I also agree with the recommendation for 2 city members to participate in the committee. This requires a motion. Okay, so let's go back to the council for a motion.
I'll make a motion to open up the interview process and have a subcommittee created with myself and Councilmember Otero.
I'll second.
Second.
Otero had the second first. Sorry, Casey. It's her first day. Got to give it to her. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Casey?
Yes.
Councilmember Vieira?
Yes.
Councilmember Martinez,
Aye.
Councilmember Otero,
Aye.
Mayor Lopez.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
So I will stand corrected. It's Otero, not Ontario, right? Okay. You'll notice every once in a while I do mispronounce some names, but my apologies. Okay. Moving forward, there is no new business, no discussion items. Are there any council member referrals? No council member referrals. We'll go to reports. I have one report. Give me 1 second. This last week, I attended a conference in Riverside. The California Transportation Commission voted Thursday to fund Church Street Mobility Enhancement Project for $4,537,000 in a state active transportation program funding. The project will construct sidewalks and other pedestrian improvements in and around Church Street off the Yosemite Boulevard, State Route 132, east of Modesto, in unincorporated county of Stanislaus. It was one of just 13 projects funded out of 277 applications statewide. Environmental and design work is set to begin in 2025 and construction beginning in 2029. The reason why this is important, as the chair of the Stanislaus Council of Governments, there is always opportunities for the city of Ceres to apply to projects such as this that will also revitalize some of our communities, areas that have no sidewalks. That is my report. City Council, I see Councilmember Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I actually had two reports. I was going to start by asking Chief Perry where we are in the hiring process for the positions that we had unfurled. I know me and you had a conversation, but I just figured with a room full of people, maybe that's some information you could share.
Yeah, sure. Currently, I believe we're about 7 positions down. The good news is we have 7 positions currently in background. Those positions should probably come aboard during the month of January. Right now, most of them are in various stages of the background, medical process, etc. Most of those candidates are all lateral officers from other police agencies, so that's good. So a lot of times that's a shorter training process as well. So once they get to us, they typically don't take as long to end up as a solo beat officer. It is anticipated that we may have 3 more vacancies on top of that, and we will just continue with our recruitment efforts as it relates.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate that. My second thing I wanted to report was, as many of you know, Councilmember Vieira and I participated with the community department playing Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. And I just wanted to take a moment to thank every city staff member that was involved. So I'll start with the police department. I just want to make sure I thank Officers Fierro and Vandergraft, who rode motorcycles in the parade. Lieutenant Hudson drove one of the motorcade cars in the parade. CSO McCann was involved, Augie Martinez, Steve Whitney, Jasada Haro, and then I also want to make sure I thank SWAT officers Rushing and Wilson, who drove the SWAT truck that my family and I were in. And then from the Parks Department, I want to thank Jessica Pullman, Christina Seltzer, Crystal Aguilar, Kimberly Torres, Kamari Torres, Sarah Warren, Giselle Martinez, Summer Hernandez, Diane Archer, Lola Vandenhammer, Michaela Estarmer, and Erica Hilton. They did so much. Joey, your department was fantastic, amazing. They accomplished so many things. They handled so many people in and out of the door. It was a pretty smooth transition. My family came and attended. It looked awesome. Unfortunately, I was in the back and didn't get to see everything as it was happening. Very appreciative of everything that they did. Also want to make sure that I thank fire as well. They were participating. Captain Spanny had one of our fire rigs out there and was participating in the event as well. I know Chief Perry was there as well in the SWAT truck with me. And then finally, I just wanted to make sure that I thank Sam's department. I don't see Sam here today. But his crew, obviously days before, set up the barricades blocking off the road. And then at about 10 o'clock at night, they take those barricades down. So they had Hank Hammond, Sean Walker, Michael Esquerdo, Jeremy White, and Robbie Costa, and Jonathan Gomes. They were there. They set up. And then at 10 o'clock at night, they took all the barricades down, got everything and put away safely. So I just want to make sure that we thank them. That's a lot of moving pieces from a lot of different departments that we maybe as citizens don't really see. So I just want to make sure I thanked everybody involved in that.
Councilmember Rosalinda.
Thank you. And Perry, I think I just want to tag along on Martinez's question. the numbers that you provided, does the 7, does that include the additional ones that we approved at the council meeting? Or is that just backfilling? I know we approved an additional budget amount to cover the additional hiring of officers.
Yeah, so the additional hiring of the officers is to increase our overall staffing from 47 to 50, which is where we should be, if not even a little higher than that. Right now, we are down the 7 officers. If we count that down from 50, then that puts us at 43. But again, I believe we may have 3 other vacancies coming in the near future, which may put us down to 40. But again, hopefully by the time that happens, we'll have the other 7 officers on board. They won't be fully trained yet by that time, so we will still struggle a bit, but we managed to somehow pull through.
Okay, so those 7 don't include the ones that were approved for at the council meeting.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I know we made a budget adjustment. Do you think those will be filled, or is that something that?
Oh, they will be filled.
Okay, I'm just kind of concerned with some of the comments and. All right, moving on. I just wanted to check for clarification purposes. The homeless meeting, the Homeless Alliance meeting is this week, so I don't have a report from this meeting. For the last month, there are some funding available for some special projects. So we're looking at some areas, actually an area here in Ceres that may actually fit the needs of the city, but it's county property. So we're already working with the county. We've already started those discussions to see if we can move forward with this project. Just want to tag along with Councilmember Martinez regarding Christmas Tree Lane. I want to thank everyone that came out. It was definitely an interesting project. And regarding David Pratt, I do remember the days when it was over at Samara Park. My daughter is obviously in her 30s, so it's been a few years since it was out there when we had the police out there as Santa Claus on a chair on Christmas Tree Lane in Wallace, handing out candy canes and talking to the community, as well as the youth performing underneath the Lions awning. So again, it's been a few years because my daughter's now 32, so it's been a couple decades that we've been going out there, and we've watched it evolve over the years. I do know we had a much larger turnout than we do here at the community center, and I think that's why we eventually moved it over to Costa Fields to kind of incorporate the larger crowds. But then we also had the weather the last couple of years with the rain, which is why we eventually moved it here. It just is a little better for the youth and the smaller children for their safety and for the rest of us from getting sick. But again, we've been on that. I'm hoping everything goes well. The rest of the Christmas Tree Lane, I appreciate being on that committee this last year. I did confirm with the church today. We are going to have caroling this Saturday as well as next Saturday. We're going to meet at the Lions Plaza over at Samara Park at 6 o'clock. They will have printed song sheets. So if you do want to come out and sing, please, or carol and talk to the crowd and just kind of wish a little bit of holiday cheer, meet us at 6 o'clock. The church will be going out, and we're looking forward to just share a little holiday spirit with, the families out there. I know there's been a lot of layoffs, a lot of companies closing. We're working. I was just talking to Julian during the break about how we were doing with trying to recruit businesses and hopefully get those ones that have been laid off or financially impacted through some of the changes in the community, that hopefully we can find something for them or you if you're in that situation. And I think, and then this Friday is actually our senior luncheon. It's going to be our ugly sweater lunch. And so if you want to, although I think it's too late for this event to sign up, stay in touch with the community center. Joey's over at the end. He can make sure you can get the information about their senior luncheons that they have every day, as well as their holiday event that they're going to have in January. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a question for whom?
Councilmember Viera?
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Councilmember, you said we're getting ready to work with the county to start building a homeless project here in the city. That's the first I've heard of any of that. I was wondering if you could maybe elaborate more.
Not necessarily a homeless project. We're just looking at funding and a possible site at the county to see if, in the past, I had met 2 years ago with SRA about 2 of the empty buildings there on site. They were talking about possibly making transitional housing. It is county land and county owned. So it's a conversation, although it's in city. I guess in the past, they didn't receive wasn't well received, I guess, by the people that were in place at the time this project was proposed several years ago. So now they're trying to work with some funding that came into play. So they're trying to see if the county is still interested in making transitional housing from those that are transitioning out of the SRA back into wherever they're going to transition to after that. So it's not necessarily a homeless resource center, but it's more of transitional housing from SRA, the Stanislaus Recovery Center. So we talked to Ruben Imperial at the last meeting. He's starting to have those discussions with Steve, with Mo, with Stanislaus County, to see if there's something they're looking at going forward, and if everything aligns correctly, so we can move forward with that project. It will come to Planning Commission if it does, if everything seems to align.
Thank you.
Councilmember Casey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't really have anything to report, just reminders. You know, on Saturday when we were having our Christmas tree opening and the parade and all the joy and stuff, it was the anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And our country is a great country. We need to be proud of being a citizen in this great country. And oftentimes we forget, I'm as guilty as anyone else, we forget the sacrifice that people have made throughout the centuries to make this country so great. Also a reminder, today is the 9th day of Advent. As we approach Christmas, it's a wonderful time to be with our family and buy gifts and share things and the activity, the caroling that goes on. But we must remember that the foundation of Christmas is Christ's birth. And so we need to remember that and be respectful of all of our different beliefs that we might have. But again, I'm proud to be a council person. I hope I can serve the city better than I have been. There's always room for improvement. But again, on the 7th day of December, that's when we entered the war, the end all wars. And we know that since then we've had all kinds of conflicts. And I give thanks to God that we had servicemen that protected our country and our right to meet in this room. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, the citizens of Ceres.
Thank you.
I just wanted to echo what Councilmember Martinez said about Christmas Tree Lane. He had all the names of everybody that participated. But again, thank you to city staff for organizing that. I know it took hours and hours of work. And then also to the residents of Ceres who came out and participated. It was a really good turnout. So me and my family had a great time, and I look forward to next year.
Thank you very much. City Manager, anything to report?
I have nothing to report, sir.
City Attorney?
Nothing tonight.
Anybody from the departments?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just want to let everyone know tomorrow at Gateway Plaza, Union 76 and Nick the Greek will be having a ribbon cutting at 2 p.m. So please come out for the ribbon cutting. And then Thursday, December 19th at 5:30 p.m., we will have a downtown revitalization meeting here at the community center on the second floor. This meeting, we're encouraging all businesses on 3rd Street, 4th Street, and 5th Street to come. We'll be talking about the capital improvement that was approved by council. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
I just want to remind everybody that we are having a reception after the council meeting with light refreshments to congratulate the newly elected. So feel free to stay and congratulate them.
Sounds good. Is the County Board of Supervisors online?
No, I do not see him online.
Okay. With that being said, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. God bless everybody in this room. This meeting is now adjourned.